What's good, guys? Fantasy Joe back here with our mock draft Monday. Today we are doing an early quarterback mock draft. Going to be seeing where our team turns out when we take a quarterback in the top 3 rounds. Hoping to take one in the third round. I've got the 106. Let's hop into this draft. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. I'll respond as always. Yeah, you're going to want to make sure you subscribe. I have a ton of good videos coming out. The mock drafts have been doing well lately. Posting all the fantasy profiles this year we posted in shorts. So check out the shorts if you want to look at like a 1-minute synopsis on all the players that you want to see. If you want to see a fantasy profile of somebody, put them down in the comments down below. But like I said, turning a bunch of those out. Lot of other draft content, full videos coming your way soon. Rankings, values, busts, sleepers, all that stuff going to drop very soon now that we're getting to August. I like to drop it all then so we get the maximum amount of views when we get the most eyeballs on them. Okay, so you can see, actually before I do, you can see how this draft started. Justin Jefferson, Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, and Nick Chubb. Half-point PPR. To me, this is a clear pick. I'm going to take Jamar Chase. Absolutely love him and his upside this year with the target volume he's getting with the passing volume in Cincinnati. So as we're looking here, no quarterback has gone off the board yet, which is a good sign for us, hoping to get one of those big three. The big three being Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, or Jalen Hurts. The guys averaged more than 24 fantasy points per game last season on this quarterback early team. But as you can see, none of them have gone. I think we'll have a chance to, get one on our third-round pick. And Derrick Henry's still on the board. He's just going to get so much volume to me. And when we have a look at the wide receivers, Devontae is very interesting, but with the quarterback situation changing and Derrick Henry likely getting well over 300 carries this year in this offense, caught a career high in passes last season with 33. I will take him in the second round, even though he's older. He's also a freak of nature. Okay, I think we might be the first team to take a quarterback. Okay, we're really going to see how this turns out when you have our pick of the litter, and to me, the pick of the litter is Josh Allen. So I'm going to take him there. Allen has scored 24 points per game in fantasy football for the last 3 seasons and has been the quarterback 1 in 2020 and 2021. It was a QB2 last year. So absolute stud that we got there. Don't need to address that quarterback situation for the rest of the draft. And I think that is why I like taking Allen early. Allen and Mahomes, I value Hurts too. Like I said, they're all three in that tier to me because if you're going the early quarterback, you need that guy that's going to score significantly more than the rest of the position group to give you that weekly advantage to be worthy of the early draft pick. But with Josh Allen's rushing upside, 750-plus rushing yards each of the last 2 seasons, I think there's a good chance of him being able to do that. So taking a look here, I usually like to draft on the cheat sheets. I don't know why I've been doing it like this anyway. But taking a look at the wide receivers on the board, Cooper and Deebo Samuel are somewhat interesting to me. But I do feel like there's going to be less. There's only a few of these backs I really like that are left on the board. Kittle's still out there, but especially if I'm taking an early quarterback, I'm not getting Travis Kelce or something like that. Or even if I am, I don't really want to take QB and a tight end early to me. I don't want to stack some of these wide receivers and running backs because it's really hard to find them later in the draft. And I'm going to take Miles Sanders here just think he's going to get a ton of opportunity in Carolina with that contract that he has and just the situation around him, rookie quarterback. I think he's going to catch more passes than people realize as well. And I think that will lead to fantasy goodness for him. Taking a look at who's still on the board, so we're in the 5th round here. I do like Watson. Just has a lot of upside to me. And the way our roster is right now, I am going to take Watson, I think. Pull up the roster here. Yeah, I think I love the upside that he offers, especially as a wide receiver, too. And you have somebody like Chase, who not only has those blow-up games, but also is going to be pretty darn good each and every week. That's why you pay, the first-round pick for him. But yeah, couple him with an explosive guy like Watson. His upside is kind of through the roof with his height, speed, profile, and opportunity there. Jordan Love could be awful, but Jordan Love comes out and throws 28 touchdowns. Christian Watson probably had a good season. Taking a look at who is still on the board here in round 6, one name kind of, you know what, I think I am going to take the running back that I like here, being David Montgomery. I think he's going to get a lot of work around the goal line. I was thinking about taking Mike Williams. I feel like he is a really good flex, but obviously you're not going to get them both. And I took the running back just figuring I could grab a few more receivers I like, and after a few of these guys go, I'm going to want to not take up a few of them. But honestly, taking a look at where it is, I really do like Khalil Herbert this season. Wish I would have maybe taken Mike Williams and then taken Herbert in the 8th or something like that. But I'll take Marquise Brown here. I think he is going to be good in the wide receiver 1, and it sounds like Kyler's going to be healthy a lot earlier than originally anticipated. And speaking of the devil, I will still take Khalil Herbert here. Kind of punting that tight end position. I do like Evan Ingram, but if I'm going to draft Evan Ingram, I want it to be late. And honestly, taking a look at the wide receivers that are currently on the board, none of them inspire me. Quentin Johnston's interesting. Gabe Davis is too early for me to take him. But Quentin Johnston is interesting to me, but I think it'll be later in the season. Better trade for him or something like that. And this is where I am going to select Evan Ingram here in the 9th round. Just got that nice contract extension. Was utilized nicely down the stretch last year. And I think he could continue to prosper. He's an athletic guy, and if he's getting the ball schemed up for him, I think he'll continue to be successful in that role. And, it just takes tight ends a little bit longer to get going career-wise typically. 10th round here, not a ton of guys super interesting to me as far as these running backs and receivers. There's a few names, and honestly, this is late enough in the draft. The 6-game suspension does stink, but I feel like I've got enough depth at the positions with Marquise Brown and some of these other guys that I'm willing to take Jameson Williams here and wait. And if Christian Watson doesn't hit, maybe I'd plug Jameson Williams in that spot, and he comes out and produces. Obviously, when you take that quarterback, you're passing on one of those stud wide receivers or running backs early, so you kind of need to make up some of that upside later in the draft. I thought about Jerick McKinnon. You know what? In round 11, I will take Jerick McKinnon. He is a receiving back, it looks like, for the Chiefs, and that's proved to be a very valuable role. Called a ton of touchdowns last season. Could happen again. Also, he could be a guy cut 2 weeks into the season, but these are 11-round draft picks. I feel like all those guys basically fall into that role. I'll take Michael Gallup here. I think another year removed from that ACL injury, he could be more productive. I liked his game a lot before the injury. And I would think I would take Romeo Doubs here if it wasn't for the already having Watson. Don't know if I want to attach 2 carts to Jordan Love's horse. But I'll take Gus Edwards, nice insurance policy for J.K. Dobbins, and probably gets enough work on a weekly basis anyway to be somewhat fantasy relevant. And I will just take Romeo Doubs at this point in the draft just because he's out there. Guy could easily cut week 1 if it comes out. He has 2 targets to Christian Watson's 8. It's probably what I hope happens with his team construction, but if it's vice versa, then I hang on to him and see what happens. Probably be unhappy with both or, I guess throw with Romeo Doubs in that situation. Taking a look at who we still have on the board, Jared Goff going this late I do think is fairly interesting. I'll take Wan'Dale Robinson from, actually I will not. I'll take John Mechie from Houston. I liked his game coming out of Alabama, and now he's healthy, so, could be the number 1 wide receiver there. There's that upside could happen. So taking a look at the final roster, at quarterback, took that early QB, got Josh Allen, and then at running back, we've got Derrick Henry, Miles Sanders, Jamar Chase, Christian Watson, Evan Ingram, David Montgomery, Marquise Brown, Khalil Herbert, Jameson Williams, Jerick McKinnon, Michael Gallup, Gus Edwards, and Romeo Doubs, and John Mechie III. So taking a look at the team, honestly, I thought there'd be more holes in it than there are. I do like Miles Sanders as an RB2 just because I think he'll get volume. Obviously, Henry's going to be a volume monster as well as Chase. The wide receiver 2 is probably where I feel most vulnerable in this roster. Getting David Montgomery in my flex I feel pretty solid about, and then could, play a Marquise Brown and Khalil Herbert there. I thought the team would not be this deep. I do like this roster, honestly. I feel like it has a lot of upside. Obviously, you need some of these guys to come through, but that's what you always need to win a title, and Josh Allen gives you that difference maker at the quarterback position, and you're still able to snag a stud or 2. I think if I could get one of those big 3 in the 3rd round, I'm willing to take the risk there. Earlier than that, the 2nd round, for me, I don't think I can pass on one of the elite pass catchers or running backs. But, people play fantasy differently and want to do the mock drafts so people can see. It's very popular this season. If you guys have made it to this point in the video, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. This has been Fantasy Joe. Thank you guys for watching.